break, right? Maybe a little spring break. I'm joining you virtually from a hot and sunny Tampa, Florida. You jealous? A little bit, right? Look at that. Clear blue sky. Highs will climb into the upper 80s this week. Man, it's going to be nice. A lot of folks looking at that forecast from across the country going, now I get it. Now I see why everybody lives in Florida, right? Tampa, 82 today, 85 on Wednesday. We'll stay in those lower 80s through the week. I think some areas will get closer to the upper 80s. And again, average highs this time of year in the upper 70s. So we're running above the mark on the order of about 5 degrees many of these days, some even more than that. When we look at the top the top warmest seasons, 2022 to 2023 finds itself in the top 5 in many locations, including Jackson at number 5. Number 4 in Little Rock, tied in Nashville. Number 4 for Atlanta. Number 3 in New Orleans. We look at Fort Myers, though. Number 2, warmest winter season on record. And you can see even places like Charlotte, like Raleigh, like Dallas coming in at least the top 5, some the top 10. Or at least the top 10, some the top 5. Current departure from average when we talk about trees leafing out. We've seen a lot of that, and you may notice some of that pollen as a result already on the car in quite a big way. Looking at you southeast, that's where we're at. You can see we are days early all across the southeast, the south central, waiting across sections of the southwest, so running a little bit late there where we had a little bit more in the way of cold air. Tree pollen, as I mentioned, it's a thing. If you're in it, you know it, you're feeling it. And again, it kind of is like the handshake deal we make for having those really nice days a little early. You also get the pollen a little bit early, but it is high to very high across sections of the southeast. So again, that yellow muck makes it tough to spend any significant time outside, especially, you got the beautiful back patio. You got yellow fingers. Mike, it's the worst. Record highs coming your way today. You get out there, you take your allergy pill, you try to enjoy it.
Like, you want seasoning on your fries? No, I'm going to have pollen.
Yeah, I'd love the pollen. It adds a little je ne sais quoi.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, not going to be around that long, but you enjoy them while you've got them. Water vapor imagery, next system working into sections of the west. We've got moisture already feeding into sections of the middle of the country, so already seeing some light snow. But as that larger disturbance off the west coast moves in, we're going to see much more where that came from. So more areas get in on snow, more areas get in on moderate to heavy snow. But right now, we've got light snow in Rapid City. Bismarck reporting moderate snow. So one little snowflake, one big snowflake, that's moderate snow. And you've got 7 degrees for good measure. So that snow is going to stick. Yeah, no issues with getting that to fall. We've seen some of those roadways already across North and South Dakota that are snow covered. So winter weather advisories covering it for most areas, although where we did show you those covered roadways in Mobridge, South Dakota, there you've got a winter storm warning in effect. These continue through Friday morning. Winter storm watch into parts of Minnesota and Iowa. These will be upgraded to advisories or warnings depending on what your local National Weather Service office thinks. And I think we'll see more fill in too with more wintry weather on the way. So 5 to 8 inches, a good bet from parts of Wisconsin back into the Dakotas. And when we look at the timing, a lot of this will come in for the second half of the week. Yeah, today we've got some light to moderate snow, but we'll see more of that expansive snow as we move into Thursday night, and early Friday morning. Mike?
All right, Alex, thanks for that. We know we had some
Boston, or not Boston, but at least Baltimore, got in their car. You're renting one of those, you're renting one of the trucks. You're going to drive out there and at least bring some home to your yard. I know we've wanted to see it. California snowpack. This is March 2022. Yeah, some snow here in the Sierras. But take a look as we move to March 2023. We've got snow into some of the lower elevations down into Southern California. Take a look at all that snowpack to the north, the east of Los Angeles, even to the southeast. So again, we talk about how important this is for the water supply throughout the year. It's not done, just by getting big rain events, but rather big snow and that melt that occurs during the year. Also parts of the Colorado River Basin, you've seen some important needed snow here over the season. We look at the Central Sierra snowpack, March 2nd observations versus the April 1st average. You can see here as we get into 2023, we are almost 200% of average. So we've had some big years, but by far, when we look at the last decade, this is the largest that we've seen. So some really good news there. And we're also running above average in the north and the south. The south, Mike, over 200% of average.
Those numbers are phenomenal.